Something that I really wanted to talk about is Brightline. For anyone who's not familiar, Brightline is the 125 mile an hour-ish service that runs down the east coast of Florida to Miami from like Fort Lauderdale and down. It goes down. There's a map in a minute. And it has killed in the last, like, since, is it 80? 6, 7 years, it's killed 182 people, I believe. 182 people. And almost all of those are at level crossings, of which there are countless level crossings on this line. And because the line runs marginally below 125 miles an hour, the federal authorities and the standards stipulate that they can run without getting rid of those level crossings. But a lot of the line runs with no fences. Its level crossings are not, well designed at all. And the company has repeatedly said, this is not our problem. But the thing is, the purpose of a system is what it does. I'm going to do a little trigger warning that there's some pictures of crash imagery coming up. So yeah, rail crashes and collisions with cars, because this is what the system does. The system demolishes cars and kills huge numbers of people. The numbers are staggering. The rate of death on this railway line is absolutely frightening. It is staggering. Despite the repeated refrains and settlements in and out of court by Brightline, they keep saying, well, this isn't our problem. This isn't, this is a result of, these are all suicides, or, these are people who weren't paying attention. It's not our fault that these crashes are happening. But I would push back pretty vigorously on that. That's a bit like victim blaming drunk passengers who fall down between the platform and the train, which has happened plenty, or people have had that kind of blame language used a lot. But I would argue, no, those are people and they are using the system, or they're adjacent to it. And as a system, the railway, in this case Brightline and its infrastructure, has a responsibility to its neighbours to not kill them at a frightening rate. Yeah, if we have a look at the death rate here, so the death rate for Brightline is the highest death rate on any passenger service in the US. It has a death rate of nearly 25 passengers per 100 million miles. 25 deaths per 100 million miles is absolutely staggering. Absolutely staggering. 163 deaths is the data they had for this. So actually, this number is actually even higher now. For reference, by the way, even you go down to like MBTA, and that number is at 3. You can see the Coaster in California, the Altamont Corridor Express, Caltrain, Metrolink, Tri-Rail in Florida, Sunrail, all of these, even Amtrak. Amtrak has a rate of 4. Do you want to know what the GB rate is? It doesn't include those in 2017. Yeah, quite. Do you want to know what the GB rate is? The GB rate is 0.2. We do run a substantially safer railway than the US, granted, but this is a frightening. What is that? That's 1, 2, 3 orders of magnitude. 3 orders of magnitude higher rate of death. Absolutely staggering. Just breathtaking. And it's because a lot of the system looks like this. You have fast graded curves, and they've gone, well, we're not going to build a bridge. We're not going to raise the railway or build a road bridge. What we're going to do is just have them at grade, just have them cross each other at grade. So yeah, this is staggering. So Philip Taylor is saying, yes, but the railroad was there first and they have the right of way. Technically, most states, the state or county government is responsible for grade separation, not an excuse. Yeah, Philip Taylor, the thing is, the railway is there and it's killing people. And so it's the railway's responsibility. If the railway wasn't there, it wouldn't be killing the people. It's the train hitting people that results in death. So these level crossings, it's just relentlessly like this. They're tight curves that the train is upon you, coming through here at speed and upon you before you'd even notice. Anyone who is familiar with the rail environment knows that approaching trains, even diesel ones, pretty much silent until they're on top of you. If you're lucky, you'll hear the rails sing. But yeah, and actually what's interesting is that in the dense built-up areas where all the people are, mostly it's grade crossings. Further north, they have actually invested in some grade separation. So you can see an example of some grade separation over a kind of a small highway here. For the US, this is a small highway. You can see that this is what should be the case for more of the infrastructure, and indeed, stopping up. Actually, what the thing to do is to raise the railway up, lift the railway up, and just create urban permeability is how to resolve this. But yeah, you can see the other thing here, absolutely no fences at play here. This is just an open railway. Anyone can walk across this railway as if it's a tram line. This is shocking. And so, yeah, this is this graphic here showing where all these level crossings are. And you can see there's just enormous numbers of them, these huge numbers of these crossings running from the airport down through Fort Lauderdale towards Miami. Key thing, you have a railroad crossing here. You can see the train in the background. This doesn't have barriers. It's just got lights. Actually, sorry, it's got a half barrier by the look of it. Correct me on that. It does have barriers, but they're very flimsy. And it says no train horn. There are lots of crossings, I believe, without barriers, by the way. No train horn. Very difficult to see. And also, frequent trades. This is one thing the railways are, but should not be, which is that slice through urban and rural areas without permeability. When you're building a railway, you have to think about permeability across that railway. In some instances, you can achieve that with stations. But when it comes to big urban areas, the best thing you can do is put the railway under or put the railway over. In this case, with the geography you've got and the fact that this whole area is going to be underwater in about 5 to 10 years, I put the railway up, frankly. Up is the direction I would push that. This is an unprotected crossing, no fences, and you can just push your buggy in. A train could come around there at the drop of a hat. This is frightening, staggering, and frankly, unacceptable. A big shout out to Miami Herald. This long read, you can Google the long read. It's really, really good. It's well worth a read through. Lots of data, lots of stuff that I've picked out from that. Just pretty harrowing. Well worth a read. Shout out to the not just the journalists but also the supporting team who put that article together, because it's a really nice bit of journalism. It's really journalism at its finest. Very, very good.